Welcome back to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper, coming to you live from Houston, where right behind me, 5 Republican presidential candidates will face off at tonight's CNN Republican presidential debate. We are fewer than 4 hours away from the big Texas-style showdown, with fewer candidates sharing the same stage. Each candidate will get more time. Guaranteed to be a little bit more heated than ever as we head towards Super Tuesday. Let's bring in the chairman of the Republican National Committee, Mr. Reince Priebus. Mr. Chairman, thanks so much for joining me.
Happy to be here. Excited.
So, the Republican field is narrowed down to 5. Any predictions of whether or not it's going to get even more heated than usual?
Well, I don't know about more heated, but I think when you have all this more time to talk about issues and policies, I think it's going to give the candidates more time to express, the detail of what they're talking about. When we had 10 and 11 people on the stage,
that was tough.
Very difficult. But now you're getting to a place where there are a few people on the stage, and we can have a real conversation about what people's plans are, what these candidates' plans are for this country.
The 2012 Republican nominee, Mitt Romney, calling for all of the candidates, not just Donald Trump, but all of them, to release at least a couple years of past tax returns. So in case there's anything out there, Republican voters can see it and weigh in and make their decision instead of waiting until there's a nominee and then there's a bombshell, before the general election.
Yeah.
Good idea? Decent proposal?
I mean, the candidates eventually are going to have to do this, right? I don't think it's uncommon, but when they decide to do that and what the timing is, it's up to them, and whether those decisions are helpful or hurtful to them, those are the campaign's decisions that they need to make.
But shouldn't, for the fairness of the voters, wouldn't it be better for them to do it while voters are still voting?
Well, I mean, that's up to the campaigns to decide, and they gain or suffer based on those decisions, right? I mean, if it's a bad decision to wait, then they'll suffer. If it's a good decision to wait, then they'll benefit from the decision.
Very Keynesian attitude you have.
But that's the truth.
So Politico has a report saying you're considering holding back resources from the Republican Party to possibly, quote, discipline Donald Trump. This is Politico's report.
Yeah, right.
Quote,
Politico is the key word in the whole
I just want to, dangling access to these resources, Priebus thinks he steer Trump toward party-wide policy goals and away from the inflammatory rhetoric that Republican officials see as divisive and dangerous.
Yeah, I read the headline and a couple of paragraphs. I didn't even read the whole thing.
Not true?
Well, when I was quoted in the article, I never actually spoke to the reporter. I thought that was a little odd. But
so
they went back and fixed it to make it look more honest. No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's nothing about it that's true. So, but that beside the point, though. Put that article aside for a second. I think it's important for people to realize what's happening here. These folks are competing to join our party. We have a nomination contest for the Republican Party, and our party is going to choose someone to join our party. We're not joining a candidate. They're competing to join us. And that's what happens in a nomination process. So they're joining the party that's built up the resources, the mechanics, the ground game that they're going to need in order to win in November. So it's a team effort, ultimately, when it's all done.
Speaking of winning in November, after the 2012 loss, you issued what became known as the autopsy about what went wrong. And one of the conclusions was that the Republican Party needed to do more outreach and be more welcoming to Latinos, women, other groups.
That's right.
Can your party win with a nominee who has an 80% disapproval rating among Latinos? Well,
obviously, you have to improve. One of the things that's important to remember about that Growth and Opportunity Report, as far as our role in that report, is that we needed as a party to be more active on a year-round basis in Black and Hispanic and Asian communities, which we did, and we've done it in an unprecedented way. I think if people are being objective, they can see that the RNC is a couple times bigger than the DNC. We've put our money where our mouth is when it comes to engagement in Black and Hispanic communities.
And yet?
Well, but look, these are things that candidates have to deal with.
Yeah.
And matters. Sometimes our mothers have told us, it's not sometimes what you say, it's how you say it, but it's also what you say. So tone matters, dignity matters, and engagement matters. All of that together, I think we can do much better. We did much better in 2014 than we did in 2012.
Good luck. Hope it's a great debate tonight.
Thank you.
Mr. Priebus, good to see you as always. Once again.